Have you ever walked into a room and caught a guy greeting you in a way that just feels different? Maybe his face lights up like you're the best thing he's seen all day, or his voice softens like he's trying to let his heart speak for him. It might seem subtle, but trust me, when a man is completely crazy about you, his greeting says it all. It's like his whole energy shifts the moment you enter. Suddenly, he's more attentive, almost like the rest of the world fades into the background. You'll notice his eyes lingering just a little longer, soaking in every detail of you. And when he says your name, it's not just a word, it's like a melody wrapped in warmth and admiration. And here's the thing, most women totally miss these little signs, brushing them off as just being polite or friendly. But the truth is, a guy only greets you like this when he's head over heels for you. So, how do you know if his greeting means he's secretly smitten? Stay with me because I'm about to reveal the top 14 greetings that prove he's absolutely into you, and some of these will shock you. Before dive in, I want to tell you what actually happened with my friend. Let me tell you a quick story about my friend Lily. There was this guy at her gym named Jake, and every time she walked in, his whole face would just light up. His usual, laid-back demeanor would shift into this vibrant, almost nervous energy. He'd always give her this goofy, lopsided grin and say, "Hey, superstar," like she was the most impressive person in the room. At first, Lily didn't think much of it. She figured he was just a friendly guy. But one day, during a group workout, Jake's best friend casually mentioned how Jake would get totally pumped every time he knew Lily was coming in. That's when it hit her, those greetings weren't just polite. They were his way of showing just how much she meant to him. Fast forward a few months, and they're happily dating now, all because Lily finally caught on to those subtle signals. Let's dive in. Number 1. The uncontrollable smile. When a guy's crazy about you, he can't help but smile the moment he sees you. It's like his face just lights up without warning. You'll notice that his grin is bigger and brighter than usual, and it's almost impossible for him to hide it, even if he tries. It's not just a polite smile, it's one that reaches his eyes and makes them sparkle. Even if he's had a rough day, that smile breaks through the clouds as soon as you're near. It's as if your presence alone flips a switch in his heart, and suddenly, all his worries fade away. You might even catch him trying to play it cool, but his lips betray him with that unmistakable, boyish grin. And when you catch his gaze, it's like time slows down. He's completely lost in that moment with you. That smile isn't just a reflex, it's his way of showing just how happy you make him feel. Number 2. The intentional prolonged eye contact. Pay close attention to his eyes when he greets you. Does he hold your gaze just a little longer than necessary? It's not a creepy stare. It's more like he's trying to soak in every detail of your face, almost like he's memorizing you. That lingering eye contact is his way of saying, "I'm really into you," without actually saying it out loud. It's one of those small but powerful gestures that speak volumes. You'll notice his eyes soften, almost like they're drawn to you, and even when the conversation shifts, his gaze finds its way back to yours. It's as if his eyes are telling you everything his words can't, leaving no doubt that you've captivated his attention. And sometimes, he might even look down briefly, almost like he's gathering the courage to keep looking at you, because the intensity of that connection leaves him just a little bit vulnerable. Do not go yet, because when you will see sign 10, everything will be changed. So watch till end. Number 3. The tone shift greeting. You'll know he's into you when his voice changes in a subtle but noticeable way. It might get a little softer, warmer, or even deeper. He's not doing it on purpose. It just happens naturally because he wants to sound more appealing. It's his way of saying, "You're special," without using those exact words. So next time you hear that change in tone, just know it's his heart talking. You might even catch a hint of nervousness or a slight crack in his voice, as if he's trying to keep his cool but can't quite manage it. Sometimes, his usual confident vibe fades, replaced by a gentle, almost protective sound. It's as if his emotions are slipping through despite his best efforts to hide them. And when he says your name, it feels softer, almost like he's savoring the way it rolls off his tongue, because to him, your name is something precious. Number 4. The nervous fidgeting. When a man is crazy about you, he might suddenly become a little clumsy or fidgety when he greets you. Maybe he adjusts his shirt, fixes his hair, or nervously rubs his hands together. His body just can't stay still because seeing you gets his adrenaline pumping. It's almost like his body is betraying his secret crush, and it's honestly adorable. You might even notice him shifting his weight from one foot to the other or tapping his fingers against his leg as if he's trying to channel all that nervous energy. Sometimes, he might even laugh a bit too much at something simple you say, just because he's overthinking how to impress you. It's like his brain is scrambling to find the perfect way to act cool, but his excitement keeps tripping him up. And when you catch him in one of those awkward, fidgety moments, he might blush or quickly try to cover it up with a playful comment, anything to distract from how obviously flustered he is around you. 5. The extra personal touch. If he's really into you, he might find a subtle way to add a gentle touch to his greeting. Maybe it's a light brush on your arm, a quick hug, or a playful nudge. It's never overbearing or pushy, it's just enough to make you feel connected. Touch is a powerful way to build intimacy, and when a guy likes you, he'll use it as a way to bridge that gap without being too obvious. You might notice that his touch lingers just a fraction longer than usual, like he's savoring the brief moment of contact. Or sometimes, he'll find excuses to get closer, like brushing a stray hair from your face or giving you a gentle pat on the back. Even the smallest touch becomes meaningful, showing just how much he wants to feel close to you. And when he pulls away, he might glance back at you, almost as if he's checking to see how you reacted, hoping that his little gesture didn't go unnoticed. It's his quiet way of saying, "I want to be close to you," even when words can't quite capture how he feels. Number 6. The nickname greeting. Instead of just saying your name, he might use a cute or funny nickname that only he calls you. Maybe it's something like troublemaker or sunshine. It's his way of marking his territory in a sweet, playful way, like he's staking his claim without being too forward. Nicknames are personal, and if he uses one just for you, that's a major sign his feelings go beyond friendship. Sometimes, he might even tease you with it just to see your reaction, secretly hoping you'll play along. You'll notice that his tone gets a little softer or more affectionate when he says it, almost like he's wrapping a compliment inside a joke. And if anyone else tries to use that nickname, he might seem a bit possessive or even protective, like it's something special reserved just for the two of you. Plus, when he calls you by that nickname in front of others, it's his subtle way of letting everyone know that you hold a unique place in his heart. 7. The playful tease greeting. Some guys show their interest by greeting you with a bit of playful teasing. Maybe he jokes about how you're always running late or pokes fun at your love for iced coffee, even in winter. It's not mean-spirited, it's light-hearted and sweet. Teasing is his way of building a connection and seeing how you respond. If you play along, it only makes him like you more. You might catch him smirking as he delivers his little jab, clearly enjoying the back-and-forth banter. Sometimes, he'll even exaggerate his teasing just to see if you'll call him out, secretly loving how you fire back with your own witty comeback. And when you laugh or give him a playful nudge in return, his eyes light up like he's just scored a little victory in your unofficial flirting game. Plus, if he's consistently finding new little quirks to tease you about, it's a clear sign that he's paying close attention to every detail about you. Number 8. The genuine curiosity. When a man genuinely likes you, his greeting will be followed by a question that shows he cares about your well-being. He might say, "Hey, how was your day?" Or, "Did you get that project done?" It's not just small talk, it's his way of showing he's genuinely invested in your life. Men don't usually put effort into asking those questions unless they truly care. You'll notice that he listens attentively to your response, nodding along or offering supportive comments. Sometimes, he'll even remember details from previous conversations and follow up on them, proving that he pays attention to what matters to you. And if you're feeling down, his greeting might come with an extra dose of warmth, as if he's trying to cheer you up just by being there. Plus, when he repeats something you told him days or even weeks ago, it's his way of showing you that your words stick with him, because you're important to him. 9. The lost for words greeting. When a guy likes you but feels overwhelmed, he might stumble over his words or awkwardly pause before saying, "Hey." It's like his brain short-circuits for a second because he's too busy processing how amazing you look. That little moment of hesitation might seem insignificant, but it's actually him struggling to keep his cool. It's pure, unguarded affection, and it's adorable. You might catch him giving a shy smile, or even glancing down for a split second before gathering himself to speak. Sometimes, he'll laugh at his own awkwardness, trying to play it off like it's no big deal. But deep down, that little slip-up is just his way of showing how much you truly affect him. 10. The subtle compliment greeting. Sometimes, his greeting comes paired with a compliment. It might be as simple as, "Hey, you look great today," or something a bit more thoughtful, like, "I love how you always brighten up the room." Compliments mixed into a greeting are his way of expressing admiration without making it too obvious. If he's complimenting you right from the start, he's got a crush, no doubt about it. You'll notice that his compliments feel sincere and come with a soft smile or a hint of nervousness, as if he's hoping you'll appreciate his words. Even if it's something small like complimenting your new hairstyle, or saying how much he enjoys talking to you, it shows he's paying attention. Plus, he might even blush a little or glance away after saying it, almost like he's second-guessing whether he revealed too much of his feelings. 11. The sudden boost of confidence. Sometimes, a guy who's usually shy or reserved will suddenly act more confident when greeting you. He might stand a little taller, speak more clearly, or even crack a bold joke just to impress you. It's like your presence flips a switch in him, making him want to appear stronger and more appealing. You'll notice his posture becomes more upright, and his voice takes on a steady, self-assured tone. Even if he usually blends into the background around you, he becomes more expressive and animated. He might even take the lead in conversations, sharing stories or making witty remarks to keep you engaged. It's his way of proving that he's someone worth noticing and that he can step up when it really counts. And if you catch him stealing glances afterward to see your reaction, that's just further proof he's trying to impress you. Number 12. The quick fix-up greeting. Right before he says hi, you might notice him subtly fixing his hair, straightening his shirt, or adjusting his posture. It's almost like he's preparing himself to look his best before you notice him. This instinctive grooming is his way of wanting to make a good impression because, deep down, he cares about how you see him. Even if it's just a quick swipe of his hand through his hair or a subtle tug at his collar, it's his subconscious way of saying, "I want to look good for you." You might even catch him glancing at his reflection or quickly checking his outfit before approaching you. It's his silent effort to boost his confidence and make sure he appears as attractive as possible in your eyes. 13. The "Hey, I was just thinking about you." If he's really into you, his greeting might come with a little confession like, "Hey, I was just thinking about you," or "I was hoping I'd run into you today." It's his way of letting you know that you're on his mind, even when you're not around. This greeting shows that he's not just happy to see you, he's been looking forward to it. It's like his excitement couldn't be contained, and the moment he sees you, it just spills out. Hearing those words feels special because it's an unguarded moment of honesty that proves you're occupying his thoughts more than you realize. You might notice his eyes light up and his smile widen as he says it, almost as if he's relieved to finally be in your presence. It's a subtle but powerful way of showing that you truly matter to him, and it leaves you wondering just how often he's been thinking of you when you're not around. 14. The overly enthusiastic greeting. Some guys just can't contain their excitement, and will greet you with way more energy than usual. It might be a loud, cheerful, "Hey!" or an excited wave like he just spotted his favorite celebrity. You'll notice his face light up instantly, and his whole body language screams pure joy. It's his unfiltered way of expressing how happy he is to see you, because when you're around, his whole mood skyrockets. He might even stumble over his words because he's just that pumped to talk to you. Sometimes, he'll laugh at his own excitement, trying to play it cool but failing miserably. You might catch him throwing in a quick compliment, or asking how your day's been right off the bat, just to keep the conversation going. Even if his friends tease him about being a little too eager, he doesn't care, because, in that moment, all he can focus on is you. It's like you're the highlight of his day, and he just can't help but show it. He might even fidget nervously or run his hands through his hair, trying to keep his cool despite his obvious excitement. His voice might come out a bit louder or faster than usual, almost like his emotions are spilling out before he can catch them. No matter how hard he tries to tone it down, his enthusiasm is practically impossible to hide, and that's a clear sign he's absolutely crazy about you. If you sense that he likes you but he's too shy to take the next step, try giving him a warm smile or returning the compliment. Sometimes, just a little encouragement from you can give him the confidence to be more open about his feelings. You could even playfully tease him back or lightly touch his arm to break the ice. Those small gestures might be all he needs to feel brave enough to make a move. Plus, showing a bit of interest yourself can make him realize that his feelings might actually be reciprocated. You can also drop subtle hints by complimenting him, or mentioning how much you enjoy his company. Make eye contact and let your smile linger just a little longer than usual. If he feels comfortable and welcomed, he might finally gather the courage to share what's on his mind. Sometimes, just creating a safe and inviting space can make all the difference. If you've noticed any of these greetings from a guy, take it as a sign he's not just being polite. He's absolutely smitten. Men don't always know how to put their feelings into words, but their greetings can say it all. So next time you catch him smiling uncontrollably or stumbling over a simple "Hey," just know his heart is racing because of you. Pay attention to those subtle cues because they can reveal what he's too shy to say out loud. If you like him too, don't be afraid to mirror his energy, or give him a little encouragement. Sometimes that's all it takes to turn his shy crush into something real and beautiful. So keep an eye out for these signs. You might just discover that love has been standing right in front of you all along. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown of how guys show they're crazy about you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You don't want to miss out on more insights into love and relationships.